Good day, everybody, and welcome to On the Aisle with Rona Mann. I'm Rona Mann. Today, we are with Trinity Rep and A Christmas Carol. Oh, stop yawning. Yeah, they've done it a lot. This was Christmas Carol 49.0. 49 years they've been doing it. Well, if you're like me, you're thinking, what can they possibly do that's different? That's what I was saying as they drove all the way to Providence. You know what? What they do is very different. You know the term spoiler alert? Well, there shouldn't ever be a spoiler alert for Christmas Carol because unless you were born under a rock, you know what happens. Scrooge is a bad dude. He's very stingy. He's selfish. He's mean. He's rotten, etc. He has redemption, and everyone lives happily ever after. Yeah, but that's not what Christmas Carol 49.0 is really about. But the spoiler alert here is magic. You are going to have so much fun. I could not believe that this could be turned into what it was turned into. And yet you didn't lose any of Dickens' story. Yes, it's the 49th restaging by Trinity Rep. Believe me, you have never seen a production like this one. For one thing, I was thinking this is very much a shared nod with the audience. Now, in the past, if you have gone to Trinity Rep and seen Christmas Carol, it was always done in the upstairs theater, the bigger theater. Well, last year they were working on it because they're doing a lot of remodeling and rebuilding. And so it was at PPAC. And that was wonderful. But it's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. If something was too small, that was too big as far as I was concerned. It was too far away, we were, from the action. Well, this year, Christmas Carol is being directed by the actor-director Richard Jenkins and his wife. And Sharon, by the way. You may not know the name Richard Jenkins, but I bet you know his face, or I bet you've seen some of his movies. He was Academy Award nominated for The Visitor and The Shape of Water. He was an Emmy Award winner for Olive Kitteridge, and that is fantastic. What a great show that was. He's been nominated for Golden Globes and SAG Awards and Critics Awards in the past. But here in Rhode Island, which a lot of people don't know, and Richard and Sharon Jenkins are Rhode Island residents. Here in Rhode Island, he was way back a Trinity Acting Company member for 14 years. He was artistic director of Trinity Rep for 4 years. And he has directed over a 40-year career, 17 productions. 2 of them with his wife, Sharon, who is an extremely talented choreographer. Okay, they live here. They have a great affinity for Trinity Rep, of course, for the state, and they have a respect for and from the audiences. So they decided, and I didn't know that until I read it in the program. I didn't know that they preferred to stage it in the smaller theater at Trinity, the downstairs theater, which I believe is just over 300 seats. I'm not 100% sure of that. They wanted it to be intimate. They wanted it to be in your face. And in so doing, as I said earlier, I think it became a shared nod with the audience. There is so much of the acting that is brought directly to your faces. There's no real fourth wall here as you have in theater. They are really part of the audience, talking to the audience at all times. I went with a friend to see this last Sunday. She's not a professional, she's not a reviewer, but sometimes those opinions are best because they're the real people. And her comment to me as we were driving back was, I really liked this production because it wasn't as dark as some of the others. And that was important to her. She said, there are a lot of children in the audience, and sometimes I think some of the prior productions might have scared them because they were too dark. Not that there isn't some dark stuff in this, but the magic and the pixie dust and the lighting and the set and the music and the joy and the dancing, that kind of outweighs all the others. It's absolutely dazzling. Scrooge is normally the center of attention, the focal point of any production. Well, in this Christmas Carol, I didn't think he was. Not because it's a bad performance, because Stephen Thorne, the actor, I don't think ever gave a bad performance in his life. He's one of my very favorites, and I make no bones about that. I don't think I ever saw him do anything that I didn't like. It's just that the focus, as the Jenkins people do it, is not so much on Scrooge. They've got a narrator, and that narrator stays with us throughout. And boy, do they have a narrator. A very talented man by the name of Nate Dendy. He is a professional magician. He's an actor. He's a dancer. He moves on that stage like he's weightless, like he's one of the many fairies. He's not. He's tall. He's slender, but he is constantly giving that wink and a nod to the audience. He will move his hand and the pixie dust comes out. And he's got tricks up his sleeve. There are things that were done, never mind the kids in the audience. My friend and I looked at each other and said, how did they do that? It was just amazing within seconds how he could change personas that were on the stage, change things. He's wonderful. He is the ringmaster of an ongoing circus. That's what this is. He directs our attention where he wants it, when he wants it, or when Richard and Sharon wanted it. And sometimes it's just that magician's sleight of hand. It's that little bit of pixie dust. And we're ready to go wherever he tells us to go. In fact, it's Nate Dendy as the narrator who has the final lines of Christmas Carol. And if you've seen Christmas Carol enough times, you know that's normally Tiny Tim. Nope. This time it was the narrator, and it works. I would say if there's any negative at all in this production, it is the children. And I know a lot of you out there going, shame on you. It's not that I don't like kids. The kids are adorable. They sing beautifully. They run out. They're part of the action. They're cute. They're wonderful. And then they open their mouths to say their lines. And God help me, you have no idea what they're saying. They need to be better directed for that. I don't know if their hands in front of their mouths. I saw that once with one of the kids. Or if they're in a hurry to get the lines out. But you just don't really understand what they say. So it was a wonderful choice on the part of Richard and Sharon Jenkins to have the narrator do the ending. It worked. It took nothing away from Tiny Tim. He was still there, the family was there, the cast was there, but it was just a different way to do it. Then I can never talk about a performance, and it's a big cast, but I'm going to single one person out. I can never talk about a performance that includes Tavon Gamble in the cast without singling him out, because it doesn't matter what he does, whether it's really straight play, heavy drama, whether it's Shakespeare, whether it's Christmas Carol, and he just is in it every year. He is, the first time we see him, he's Fezziwig. And this is Christmas Past. And all of a sudden, his feet go in fourth position. And if you've ever studied ballet, you know what fourth position is. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, even though he comes out like a kind of a crippled old man, can barely walk, legs are akimbo, what's he going to do? And all of a sudden, he just takes off in the air and he dances and he is fantastic. And he does a high flying jig and he's wonderful. And then just a few minutes later, he's back in a different costume, in a different persona, as the ghost of Christmas Present. And you just can't take your eyes off of him. Tavon Gamble, he is a consummate performer, just wonderful. So, if the family is begging you to buy tickets to Trinity Rep's 49th Christmas Carol, and you say, oh, I've seen it 100 times. Listen to me, so did I. Hurry up, buy those seats. This show goes till New Year's Eve and includes New Year's Eve. You haven't seen this Christmas Carol, and it is worth every bit of your money, every bit of their pixie dust. You will not be sorry. It is so damn magical. And if you decide to do it New Year's Eve, if you don't have plans yet, make your plans now. It is a wonderful way to end a not so wonderful year and look forward with hope and redemption to 2026. So happy holidays, happy New Year. Go see the happiest Christmas Carol at Trinity Rep. I'm Rona Mann. We're on the aisle.